I talked to the guy that got the golden goal in Vancouver, Sidney Crosby, yesterday, and he told me his favorite memory with you was the first time he ever met you. It was a summer skate in LA with his longtime agent, Pat Brisson. And he said, talk about time and space. He said, nobody wanted to go within 30 feet of you. What do you remember most about, what do you remember about that day on the ice, and what makes you most proud of Sidney?
You know, I just retired around that time and I hadn't skated. And my friend Mike Burnett and Eddie Mio had said to me, they have these 14 or 15 kids that are first rounders that are at this sort of camp for 3 days. Would you like to go watch? And I said, yeah, okay, I'll come and watch. And the rink, it was in Simi Valley, so it was like 12 minutes from my house. And so I got in the car and I went over there. I was sitting there, and, you know, I like to kind of watch players myself without knowing who they are, and sort of be able to say, well, that guy's really good, and here's what that guy does well, and this guy. And so as we're watching it, they were sort of telling me he's a first rounder, and this guy's an early first rounder, and this guy's a late first rounder. And I said, yeah, but who's that kid? Who's that little guy? He's the best player on the ice. And they said, oh, he won't be drafted for 4 years. And I remember thinking, wow, he was already the best player on the ice, and he was 14, and I think these kids were 17 and 18. And so we left there, and I remember I called Eddie Mio and Mike Burnett, and I said, you know, what time do they skate tomorrow? I want to jump on the ice. It was one of the few times in my lifetime that I ever said, gosh, I want to skate with that kid. And so I got my equipment, went back to the rink the next day, and I jumped on the ice with him. And I could see right then he saw the game a different way than everybody else who was on the ice. You could see his vision, his work ethic, his balance on the ice with his skates. Now, he wasn't the biggest guy out there because he was 3-4 years younger, but when he got the puck, you couldn't get it from him. And so I always say I got a chance to play with some of the greatest players ever, and I got an opportunity to skate at least once with Sidney. And I would, excuse me, I always say this. I don't think people, when players retire, we always go, oh my gosh, how's the game going to go on? Gordie Howe retired, and Beliveau, and Bobby Orr. But we find these guys and they come along. And I think what Sidney and Alex Ovechkin have done for the game, not only being great professionals, but being great for their communities, being great for the NHL, Sidney being great for Canada, Alex being great for Russia. It's just really special what those two guys have done, the rivalry they have, and how they push each other to be better, and how competitive they are. And I think it just says a lot about our game, that they're just wonderful young men. As great a players they are, they're probably even better people.